What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are going to continue our coverage over Batman Reborn. Now remember, when it comes to Batman Reborn, it's technically this set of stories that took place after Final Crisis, but right before the New 52. And what I mean by that is, in Final Crisis, Batman died, Bruce Wayne did. And with his death, the big question was, what's next for Gotham? Who is going to protect Gotham? Now, you did have the Bat family, but the problem was when it came to the criminals, they weren't scared of them. They were scared of Batman. And so, of course, Gotham needed a new Batman. And Dick Grayson, he stepped up and became the new Batman. You had other characters also step up. So you had Tim Drake as Red Robin, Damian as regular Robin, Stephanie Brown as a new Batgirl, and you also had, I want to say, Batwoman as well at this point in DC Comics. Either way, you had a brand new Bat family. Now, one of the plot lines in Batman Reborn was, who is the new Black Mask? And what I mean by that is, the original Black Mask, Roman Sionis, he died a while back. But out of nowhere, in the Battle for the Cowl storyline, we had a new Black Mask. And no one knew who he was. But technically, he was trying to control the Gotham underworld. Of course, with all the monsters, all the gangsters, he was trying to control them and take over the city. But the problem was, no one knew who was this new Black Mask. And so we got this storyline right here. This 6-part storyline called Life After Death. And this was a book that technically told us who was the new Black Mask in DC Comics right before the New 52 reboot. And so getting into today's storyline, we do pick up with Dick Grayson right now being Batman. Now with him being Batman, he's right now on the outskirts of Gotham City, where he does find a false face. Now, a false face is actually a name for the henchmen that work for Black Mask. Now, usually when it comes to a false face, they usually travel in a group of 4 or more. And the problem is right now, this one right here was by himself. And the question is, why was this one by themselves? Now, that's also the moment where you have Batman realize the false face is speaking a series of numbers. Now, of course, when it comes to these numbers, it gives Batman a location to go to. And of course, that location is an area in Gotham known as Devil Square. Now, Devil Square is one of those many different areas in Gotham City that is apparently worse than other areas in Gotham City. And so right now is Batman wondering what's going on right now in Devil Square. And Batman is able to find 2 different kinds of clues. One is a pill. Now, when it comes to this pill, Batman has no idea what kind of pill this is, or even if the pill was mass produced. But he also finds a fedora as well. And when it comes to this fedora, he's wondering, who did this fedora belong to? Did it belong to someone who had possibly killed off this false face and the others who are right now laying dead nearby this one just a few feet over? And so right now, it's Batman wondering who killed off all of these different false faces. Later that night, you do have Batman meet up with Jim Gordon. Now, when the 2 characters do meet up, is Jim telling Batman he has no idea who could have killed the false faces, because right now, most of the bad guys in Gotham City are gone, are technically working for Black Mask. And so for Jim, he's saying, I have no idea who could be. I mean, Two-Face is gone, and the Penguin, he works for Black Mask. Now, you did have Jim Gordon say one more thing. When it came to one of the false faces that attacked that bank yesterday, one was a random teacher. Now, here is the big thing, because you have Jim and Batman tell us that when it came to most false faces, they are just your regular day people. They may have done crimes in the past, but most times they're just your regular day Joe who's right now being brainwashed by Black Mask and being used for different kinds of crimes. But when it came to this teacher right here, well, she was a very outstanding citizen in Gotham City. And so now it shows that Black Mask is going after other people no matter what their status truly is. Now, when it comes to Devil Square, that one rough area in Gotham City, right now, the National Guards, they want to blow that place up because there is so much crime activity there. They're kind of scared for the rest of Gotham City, but they're also going after Black Mask as well. And so you have Jim telling Batman, if you're going to go after Black Mask, you have a certain time limit to actually bring him in before the National Guard moves in. And if they do move in, it could lead to innocent people getting hurt. And so then you have Dick Grayson go meet up with Selina Kyle. Now, when they do meet up, it's right now Batman realizing that he could use Selina Kyle to get some kind of information about Black Mask. Because back in the Battle for the Cowl storyline where the new Black Mask had appeared, he did break out a lot of different villains. And some of those villains did work for him. And one of them was Poison Ivy. And with Poison Ivy being close friends with Selina Kyle, Catwoman, is Dick saying, I need your help. I need you to question Poison Ivy to get some kind of information that could help me bring down the Black Mask. Now, this is Selina right now at first saying no, but at the same time, she's gonna do it because she does have some kind of respect for Dick Grayson, but at the same time, her saying, I'm only doing this out of love for Bruce Wayne because Bruce did put her on a better path. And she looks at Dick as Batman's first son. And speaking of Black Mask, when we do pick up with Black Mask is him right now with the rest of his gang. Now, when I say the rest of his gang, I really mean that most of his gang had just disappeared by this point in DC Comics. The ones he did break out of Arkham Asylum are long gone. And so all he has left now is Dr. Death, Hugo Strange, and Fright. Now, when it comes to Fright, she has the ability to release toxins from her body by just breathing out toxins, which honestly is pretty nasty. Now, when it comes to Dr. Death and Hugo Strange, they're both doctors, but when it comes to Dr. Death, he makes more poisons that can kill people very quickly. Either way right now, these three characters plus Black Mask are trying to bring back someone, or not really bring someone back from the dead, but really more of someone who's kept in stasis, and so he technically needs some kind of drug that can kind of help keep his body together once they do bring him out of stasis. And this character is going to cause more problems for Batman and Gotham City. But getting back over to Batman, we see him meeting up with Catwoman. When they do meet up, it's really more of her saying, listen, when it came to Poison Ivy, she was able to gather some information from Ivy to hand over to Batman. Unfortunately, every single thing she tells Batman, he already knows, except she says, I want you to follow me to a different area of Devil Square, because when you do, you're going to find someone else there and you're not going to believe who's also right now in Devil Square. And you have Selina take Dick over to that certain area of Devil Square. And once she does that, she shows him that someone is right now trying to set up shop in Devil Square in Gotham City, bringing back an old family that we have not seen in a very long time. And of course, that would be the Falcones. Now, the Falcones have been gone for a very long time, but they do have one lasting member alive of the family, and that would be Mario Falcone. Now, when it comes to Mario, to Dick, he's very surprised to see Mario back in Gotham, because when it came to Batman comics, a lot of different things happened to the Falcone family. And so when it came to Mario, the last surviving member, well, the last time Dick heard of him, he went insane. But it seems like now he's sane again in his own way, but he's back in Gotham. He's setting up shop in Gotham to restart the entire family. Now for Batman, he has no choice but to step away, because right now when it comes to Mario, he has this entire area with guards left and right, and they have guns on them left and right. ready to use on Batman. And so it's not a fair battle. He knows he has to leave for the time being. Now, while Batman was dealing with the men that work for Mario, well, Selina Kyle took that chance to break into Mario's mansion to, of course, steal some items from him. Now, after she left, we also get introduced to a new character known as Katrina. Now, when it comes to Katrina, she is the niece to Mario, but apparently Mario believes that she was followed by Batman, and that is how Batman was able to find the mansion, which means that Katrina is probably doing some dirty work on the side for her uncle Mario. We have no idea what just yet, but right now she's very intrigued in what Selina Kyle does as a hero slash villain, really more anti-hero. But we do jump over to Black Mask and his Ministry of Science, and we kind of find out who they are bringing back to life. Now, this is actually a character that has not been around since 1971 in Batman number 237. Well, actually, probably a couple books after that, but either way, it's been a very long time since we saw this character. But either way, this character's name is Benjamin Gruner. Now, Benjamin Gruner was a medical doctor, but he also was a German Jew that has survived the Holocaust. Unfortunately, he had to watch his entire family be killed off by a German soldier. And with that happening, of course, it did cause some trauma for him. And with that trauma, he believed that he should become someone who goes out there protecting people, but kills off bad people left and right in Gotham City. And of course, he took the name known as the Reaper. Now, at the end of the storyline he first appeared in, we were left to believe that he had died. But this storyline right here is saying, no, that is not true at all. Matter of fact, he was put in some kind of stasis. But thanks to Hugo Strange and also Dr. Death, they were able to make a chemical to kind of help keep his body together. But now he can come out of stasis and become the Reaper once again and be used as another weapon by Black Mask to cause more problems for, of course, the Batman. And so this is going to make things even more harder for our hero. And so then we jump into the second chapter. Now, getting into the second chapter, we pick up with Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne, of course, Batman and Robin, and they're going after some more false faces. Now, when it comes to these false faces, they're right now trying to get away after stealing an ambulance. You do have Batman and Robin being able to stop them, but right after our heroes are able to stop them, you have Batman and Robin go examine the ambulance that they try to steal. And once our heroes are able to open it up, well, they find a bunch of more pills. Now, the pills are a tad bit different than the first pill that Dick Grayson found in the first chapter, but still, why are the false faces right now going after a bunch of pills for? And this could technically lead back to what Black Mask is trying to use the pills for, and that would be a way to control people while he's brainwashing them. And so you have Dick and Damian take some pills to examine back in their Batcave. In the morning, you have Dick be waken up by Alfred, and you have Alfred right now telling Dick, okay, so tonight you have an event to go to where you have a group of people coming together to talk about the idea of how to make Gotham a better city. And this is a great thing because you do have a certain amount of people going to be there and certain kind of characters going to be there as well. So you have Jim Gordon, you have Dr. Arkham, you have different people who are really important in Gotham City going to be there, including Bruce Wayne. And we all know that this is not Bruce Wayne because, like I said earlier, Bruce is dead. And matter of fact, the Bruce Wayne going to see here in a moment is not the real Bruce Wayne, it is Hush. Because at this point in Batman Reborn, Bruce died. He's been dead for, or quote unquote dead, for a good period of time when it came to DC Comics. And so what they did was they moved Hush into his position because Hush had the ability to change his face. And so Hush changed his face to look like Bruce Wayne. And so you have the Bat family using Hush as a way to say, hey guys, even though the first Batman died, Bruce Wayne is not dead. So anybody out there that thought that Bruce Wayne was Batman, you are way off, because here he is right here. He's alive and he'll be okay. But we have to jump over to Black Mask, because right now we're getting another clue of who could be the new Black Mask. Because right now he is going to be at the party that all those different kinds of people are going to be at to discuss the idea of how to make Gotham a better city. And so that tells us whoever this new Black Mask is, he has to be someone that Dick Grayson mentioned when it came to the different people who was going to attend the party. But of course, we have no idea who this person is just yet. But once you have the story switch over to the party where you have everybody attending, you have Dick Grayson there as well, but Dick is really more there to watch over Hush, because even though Hush is pretending to be Bruce Wayne, he's really more a bad guy still. And so his main goal at first was to pretend to be Bruce Wayne as a way to spend every single dollar of Bruce Wayne. And so if Bruce ever does come back to life, well, he'll be broke. And so that was Hush Master game plan. Now, you had the Bat family being able to kind of say, no, you cannot do that. Anytime you want to spend a huge amount of money, you have to go through a certain member of the Bat family. And so right now, you have Dick just making sure that when it comes to Hush, he is not doing anything crazy. Now, we kind of find out that when it comes to Hush, he actually been spending a huge amount of money to help rebuild Arkham Asylum. Because back in the Battle for the Cowl storyline, Arkham Asylum blew up thanks to the new Black Mask. And so right now you have a group of people coming together to try to rebuild Arkham Asylum. And when it comes to Dick watching over Hush, he does have some help. And that help will be Huntress. And at this point, Huntress is officially part of the Bat family, which kind of crazy because at first when Bruce was alive, he would not have her in the Bat family. But after Bruce's death, it's like, hey, she's part of the Bat family. But she's helping Dick watch over Hush to make sure he does not do anything crazy at all. Now, there is a character I do want to talk about, and that would be the Riddler. And the reason why, because at this point in DC Comics, the Riddler wasn't the Riddler, because he has some brain damage, where he did forget that Bruce Wayne was Batman, but he also lost the motive to do riddles. He was actually a private investigator, but here's the thing, someone hired him to be at this party. Now, it seems that he's right now watching over Hush, who he believes to be Bruce Wayne. But it seems that he knows that this is not Bruce Wayne, or he knows that Hush, who's right now pretending to be Bruce Wayne, is up to something when it comes to the idea of rebuilding Arkham Asylum. But getting back over to Dick, you still have Dick watching over Hush, who's pretending to be Bruce Wayne. But we do see Hush talking to Dr. Arkham. Now, when it comes to Dr. Arkham, he was the one who ran Arkham Asylum. And so he was very hurt with the idea that Arkham Asylum was blown up. But he's very happy about the idea that he has so many different people trying to help him rebuild Arkham Asylum. But here comes the problem, because when it comes to Hush, who's right now pretending to be, well, Bruce Wayne, he wants to see where his money is going to, meaning that he wants to see the updates to Arkham Asylum. But when it comes to Dr. Arkham, he tells Bruce, who is Hush, no, you may not see that at all. Now, you'd also have Oracle get mad at Dick because Dick got a little too close when it comes to watching over Hush. And so Huntress had to kiss Dick, make it seem like they were not following Hush. They were just going somewhere else to make out. But at this moment, Dick and Oracle, or Barbara, were still on the rocks of dating, not really dating. It's very confusing. Either way, she does get very upset, but she does tell Huntress, listen, there is another person in here right now, a young girl, but she came by herself. And this party is not for young people, it's for grown-ups. That is sketchy. Please go follow her. And you can tell Oracle is still upset with her, or Huntress, kissing Dick Grayson. But this is where the night takes a turn, because while you have Huntress follow the young girl, at first we are led to believe that we have no idea who it is. But we do know who it is. It's Katrina, the niece to Mario Falcone. And so the question is now, why is she here at this party? Now, the Riddler is also following her as well, because the Riddler was hired to come to this party for unknown reasons, because again, he is a private investigator, but for some reason, he also wants to know who is the young girl. But right after you have Huntress and Riddler realize they're both going after the same girl, well, that is the moment she runs out and she says, if I was y'all, I will move, because right now a bomb was set and this part of the building is about to blow up. Bam, and it does blow up. And with the bombs going off, we kind of find out that the bombs did something to the brains of the Riddler, where now he's back to old school Riddler, where of course he's back to saying, you know what, it's time for some riddles, and he's back to his old bad guy self, which you could tell DC did have some big plans for him down the road, but unfortunately the New 52 launch a few months or a year or two after this storyline had came out. But you didn't have Dick realize that when it comes to Bullock, something else is happening in Gotham City near the piers. And so you have Dick say, let me head over there and figure out what in the world is happening in Gotham at this moment. And once you have Batman arrive at the piers, he finds 8 dead bodies. And when he does find these 8 dead bodies, it tells Batman, but also Jim Gordon and Harvey Bullock, these 8 guys belong to Mario Falcone, but they were killed off what seems to be a rival gang. And you have Jim Gordon say, right now in Devil Square, we're about to have a gang war between Black Mask Gang and of course Mario's gang as well. But here's the thing, these 8 guys were killed off before their bodies were burned. And it seemed like someone used a specific kind of weapon, not a sword or some kind of knife, something a tad bit different. And that tells Dick Grayson, oh my gosh, someone else is back in Gotham, the Reaper. And he's right. In the last chapter, at the very end, we saw the return of the Reaper. And so now Batman knows who else is on the table to cause problems for Dick Grayson at night. But later on that night, you do have Batman go over to Devil Square. And the reason why he's going over to Devil Square, because when it came to Katrina at the party, even though she believed there's no way a camera would catch her face, when it comes to Oracle and Alfred, they were able to get a few pictures of her. Now, they're unable to figure out who she is, but sooner or later, they're going to figure it out. But they realize that a cab she took, well, the cab dropped her off in Devil Square. And so you have Dick head over there to see if anybody knows who the young girl is. And when it comes to Devil Square, you have a lot of people scared of Batman, but also do not respect him. And they're afraid to talk to him because if they do talk to him, they might be killed off later for just talking to him. Now, one particular kid is not afraid to talk to Batman because when he arrives, he says, hey, does anyone know this young girl? And one kid walks up and says, I do know her. And matter of fact, when she comes here, she does different things that are going to get her killed. Now, right before he's able to say what she's doing here in Devil Square, a sniper takes the kid out, and Batman has no choice but to hold the dead body or soon to be dead body of a young boy that was just trying to give him information about Katrina and what she's doing here in Devil Square. But when we jump into the 3rd chapter, we pick up with the Penguin. And this is a way to remind us the Penguin works for Black Mask. Matter of fact, he's one of the last few people that is still working for the Black Mask, because when it came to the whole Battle for the Cowl storyline and Batman Reborn, Black Mask had a bunch of different characters under his control, like Firefly, but later on you had different characters leave left and right, like Poison Ivy and Firefly, but the Penguin is one of the last few who is still under Black Mask control. And we're left to believe that apparently Katrina was working for the Penguin, but we have no idea what way. Like, what is she doing for him? What is his end goal? But at the same time, he's still being watched heavily by the Black Mask. Matter of fact, the Black Mask put snipers around the home of Penguin. And so really, the Penguin can't do much when it comes to trying to ruin the Black Mask. Now, Batman does pay him a visit, and Batman is also wondering, what are you up to, Penguin? And what is the girl doing for you? But the Penguin says, honestly, I can't do much because I'm being heavily watched by the Black Mask. And as soon as I make a move in some kind of way, that sniper out there is going to kill me. And so honestly, I'm not doing anything at all. But in reality, he is. He's plotting behind the scenes as a way to ruin the Black Mask, to get back at him, because the Penguin was almost in control of the underworld of Gotham City. But we get a page to see the motivation for Dick Grayson to hurry up and figure all this mess out, because with that young boy dying at the end of the last chapter, it really did bother Dick a lot. And so it's Dick right now saying, I have to figure out what in the world is going on with the Penguin, Black Mask, Mario Falcone, Katrina, all these different kind of things, and wrap all it up, because this young boy got sniped because he was just talking to me. Once he's out of the hospital, I'm going to make sure that I give him any kind of chance to get out of that area. He'll have all the money in the world to go to the top schools in the world, to have a better chance in life. And so this kid right now is going to be Dick's motivation to stop all this mess in Devil Square. And the next page does a great job of showing us a little bit more of the new Black Mask, but at the same time not telling us who is the new Black Mask. Because right now we're seeing our new Black Mask talking to the actual mask of Black Mask. And here's the thing, because with him doing that, it really shows that he's having a personality battle, or he truly believes the mask is alive, or is some kind of curse that's right now talking to him, that the mask is telling him, you need to do what I want you to do, because you are the best choice to carry on my legacy. He really believes the mask is talking to him, but right now he wants to get away from the mask. He wants to relive his life. And it seems that every single time he put the mask on, the mask takes over his body. But when the mask is off, well, he's back to normal, and he wants to get away from the mask. And that shows us that this man is having some very mental issues at the moment. But here's the thing, when he does try to get away from the mask and move on, well, Fright is right there to say, no, you will not stop being the Black Mask. And this shows that she does love the new Black Mask, but only because he wears the Black Mask. Once he takes the mask off and shows his true colors of more of a, not a strong man, but a scarier guy, well, she does not like that. And so she says, no, you are going to wear this mask and continue to be the Black Mask, so I'm able to keep my lover around. 2 days later, we jump over to Arkham Asylum. And when we jump over to Arkham Asylum, we pick up with Dr. Singh, who's a brand new doctor who's going to be working in Arkham Asylum in a brand new wing once Arkham Asylum does open up. And when it comes to this new wing, he's right now introducing new technology that will give the doctors the ability to dive into the minds of the inmates once they do start coming here to Arkham Asylum. Dr. Singh is not alone. He also brought 3 other founding members with him when it comes to the tech that he is introducing. Now at this meeting, you also have Dr. Arkham and Bruce Wayne. And remember, this is not Bruce Wayne, this is Hush, who's right now pretending to be Bruce Wayne. Here's the problem, because when it comes to Hush, he's very intrigued to learn more about what new tech Dr. Singh is bringing to Arkham Asylum. But while you have the 3 characters talking, Dr. Arkham, Bruce Wayne, and Dr. Singh, the other founding members who came with Dr. Singh, they get into the elevator and they fall to their death just like that. And so now it seems weird how the last surviving member is now Dr. Singh, after signing a big contract to join Arkham Asylum. Later on that night, you have Dick meet up with Jim Gordon. And when they do meet up, you have Jim telling Dick what happened in Arkham Asylum. And when it came to the builders who had put the elevator inside the building, they said it was put in there perfectly. That machine could not fall apart at all. But of course it did. And so right now the question is, was this foul play, or was the elevator not technically put in correctly? And when it comes to Batman and Jim Gordon, they say it's foul play. But it is very weird how most of the founding members of the new tech coming to Arkham Asylum had all died except Dr. Singh. And it seems like right now he may be also working alongside with the Black Mask. But then we have to jump over to Mario. And when we jump over to Mario, is him right now about to kill off his own niece Katrina. Now the reason why he's doing that, because Katrina made some maps. And when it came to these maps, it showed the strong points and the weak points in Devil Square. And if you are a gang and use those maps right there, it makes your job 10 times easier when it comes to taking out rival gangs left and right. The problem is though, the maps have disappeared. And so for Mario, he believes that his own niece had made the maps but then sold the maps to make some money on the side. And so he says, hey guys, go ahead and kill her off. Drop her in the river, put her in a box, and of course, put her in the river. Kill her off right now. And every hour or two, just make sure she's dead in the box. And so he's right now going to drown his own niece because he believes that she had betrayed him. But we have to jump over to Robin, Damian Wayne, because he does play a big role in this storyline. And when it comes to this storyline, he realized that the first pill that Dick Grayson found is very similar to the other pills that Dick and Damian found on the ambulance. And the reason why both pills are very similar, because they do the same thing. There are pills that were made to supposedly help psychotic patients become normal. It's a one-all cure for psychotic patients. Now, of course, those pills technically do not work all the way, but it's Robin right now saying these pills could be used as a way to brainwash people to become false face for Black Mask. It's how he's getting more henchmen for his army. But here's the thing, because Dick walks in and says, yeah, I realize that, but now I have another question, because every single false face, they wear masks, gas masks. And when it came to Jim Gordon, at first, the gas mask, they seem very normal. But now Dick is saying, I don't believe that. I feel like there's a hidden thing going on with these gas masks. And I feel like, Damian, you and I can find out what is that secret. And the next section tell us when it comes to the Reaper, he constantly has to go back over to Dr. Death and Hugo Strange if he wants to stay alive. Because remember, when it came to him being pulled out of stasis, they had to make sure that the drug Dr. Death made would help keep Reaper's body together. Because without that drug, his body is going to fall apart and he will die. And so right now, when he does go back to them, he realized that unfortunately he has to rely on them a lot, but at the same time he hates these guys a lot. And so either way, he has no choice but to work with them. And when it comes to Dr. Death and Hugo Strange, they think they know how to actually control the Reaper. But the thing is, You cannot control him. But for right now, they believe they can, because again, they hold the antidote that keeps his body together. Unfortunately, if he does not take it, he has to go back in the testing tube and be put back on stasis. But when we pick back up with the Penguin is right now being chased down by a bunch of men that work for Black Mask. And so we're left to believe that when it comes to the Penguin, he did something here. He did something to the Black Mask, and Black Mask found out. And so now you have Black Mask saying, oh, Penguin, you thought you were smarter than me. You thought you were better than me. Well, guess what? Now I know what you did. And so it's Black Mask right now trying to get rid of the Penguin. Now, we have no idea what the Black Mask found out about the Penguin, but it seems like he knows the Penguin is trying to remove Black Mask so that he'll be able to take over the underworld of Gotham City. But then you have Batman meet up with Huntress. Now, when he does, you have Huntress give Batman some bad news. First off, she tells him that when it comes to the Penguin was being chased after the men of Black Mask. And we're left to believe that the Penguin was captured or killed by the Black Mask. Now, Batman does not believe that Penguin is dead or captured, but you did have Huntress say when it came to Katrina, because remember, Batman is looking for her. When it came to Katrina, Huntress tells Batman that she was telling her at the party in the last chapter, but she was not the only one chasing after Katrina. So was the Riddler. And that tells Batman the Riddler knew something about Katrina, but the question is though, what? Is he on her side? But right after that, you have Huntress tell Batman, I also have some more bad news for you. The boy, the one you care so much about, the one that got sniped right in front of you, he died in the hospital. And because of that, that ticks Batman off even more. Because now it's Dick saying a young, innocent boy died because of this gang war happening in Devil Square. And I'm going to make sure it all ends tonight. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. Because right now, the second half of the storyline is going to be Batman right now going very hard to the paint to figure out who in the world is new Black Mask, but to also bring down both gangs, Black Mask Gang and also Mario Falcone. But I do hope you enjoyed today's comic book video. And if you do, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But hey, see y'all next time. Later.